Straight out the boot room to Wembley, our second home. We come to conquer, no, we never walk alone. We dominate the cream of the crop, drawing all our strength from the roar of the cock. It's all for one and one for all. Pass a move, we're talking total football. Here we go again, Roy's red machine. Liverpool, the greatest team the world has ever seen. Pass a move, it's the Liverpool crew. Pass a move, it's the Liverpool crew. Pass a move, 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 it's the Liverpool crew.
Hello and welcome back to the Liverpool Groove. The Reds are into yet another final. 10 finals, I think it is now under Jurgen Klopp, which is mad. Just crazy. Just what we do in it. Anfield South beckoned again. Match itself was a bit of an odd one, I think, in the end. I think we should have had 3 or 4, to be honest. I think we should have absolutely ran away with it, but all that matters is we're through and we're in the final.
Yeah, it was going to be one of them games where they were going to be up for it. It was their cup final. Seeing them with the little plastic flags and all that, and they were trying to cheer the crowd up. But we went and done what we had to do. We took the sting out the game straight away. We made them quiet. We had all the ball, took control of the game, and then we got a goal that completely shut them up. They grew into the game a little bit as time went on, and I don't think the stats. I feel like they've been made up. I've seen the lads after the match like completely shocked with just the amount of shots they apparently had. I don't know whether the block shots are being classed as shots or whatever, but for me it was a one-way game. It was. Don't get me wrong, when it's 1-1 and your nerves are creeping in and they're starting to apply the pressure, you are shitting yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
Just in case there's anything. But I felt we were comfortable. I felt we nullified the game. We done what we had to do to reach a final, and I'm glad we did. We could have went out there and tried to blow them away, and we've seen countless times that they are weakness on the break, they're dangerous. Yeah. So we protected ourselves in the way we played. I think Klopp said himself it wasn't like the most magnificent performance, but you go and play super entertaining footy, or do you get yourself in the final? Got ourselves in the final, didn't we? Like we do.
Like we do, yeah. Let's talk about both goals first and foremost, because I think there's, our goal itself, great work by Diaz to. I'm still not sure how we actually won that ball. It looked like the defenders all day, but the way he's brought it down and then like cut inside, couple of deflections on it, and then how I'll never understand how the keeper hasn't saved that.
Towards goal, I don't know how he's done it. Fantastic.
And you know what? I like Bernd Leno as well. I think he's actually a really good keeper, but like what I just can't. I can't make that work. I don't understand how that's happened. I don't understand how that went in at all. But
it's one of them. I think for a keeper, it's about sight and like having whatever you want to call it, hand to eye movements and stuff. Slightest deflection can throw you right off. But when it happened, because the commentators were up Fulham's arse from minute 1 to the very last minute, and it pissed me off.
Yeah.
When he went, oh, is that took a deflection? I'm like, no, it fucking hasn't, you dickhead. It hasn't. It's a clean goal. And then I seen it ricochet. We're like, yeah, go ahead.
No, it hasn't took a deflection. It's took multiple.
But, yeah, do you know what? As you say, he's done well to win the ball. I love the burst of pace that he's got. Goes past, changes direction, and gets the shot off. And it's a terrible goal to concede for Fulham. Silva's face. It's like, oh no. But yeah, good goal. It's a good goal. It's a fluky goal, but it's all about the work beforehand.
Yeah, it deserved the goal for the work like before it. How it goes in is irrelevant. It deserved to be a goal because of how well he done. Their goal, it was lucky in the sense of how it's gone in. I don't think Kelleher could have done anything about it. Bradley, I don't even think he's really done anything wrong. I think he was too naive. You knew exactly as soon as Bradley commits himself, you knew what's his name, Wilson, you knew he was just going to cut inside, and he's done it. He's just sold him. He had a great game otherwise, to be fair. But yeah, I don't think he's just anticipated something and and Wilson's ready and gone past him. It's just one of them.
Do you know what, lad? Like, defenders are allowed to get skinned by good players and still be brilliant defenders. It happens. Like, otherwise, if there was just loads of good defenders, there'd be no goals in footy. Us going, oh yeah, he's a good defender. No one goes past him. It's there. You've got to. It's not about bad defending. It's about gauging the situation at the time. He's committed a bit too early. He's dictated the play to Wilson, and Wilson's made a decision based on his movements. Ghosted past him. Again, I think if you put Trent there, or it's the opposite side, and you put Robbo there, I think they do pretty similar.
Yeah.
I think they commit, they go for the ball too early, and he goes past them. He done what I scream out for us to do. Just whack it as hard as you can across the box. There was no aim. He wasn't aiming for anyone. Just hit it across the box. And if it hits someone, it's a goal. Because the lad didn't have to do anything. He just let it hit him. But again, the commentators allow you to believe he rainbow flicked it over the keeper's and then backheeled it in with his head. Fucking, what backheeled it. That is stunning. What are you talking about? It's fucking hit him on the outside of the knee, you dickhead. What are you on about?
Can we just take a minute to appreciate backheel it with his head?
I meant like one of them ones, little neck moves. Yeah, that annoyed me, but
I know what you mean.
I was a bit panicky. I did get a bit panicky. They started coming forward in floods, but again, I was still that one where they hit the post and it broke to us. That would have been just awesome.
Madness.
Like if we'd have scored from that, like it would have been unbelievable because it literally was a setup off the post straight to our midfield.
Never seen anything like that, It was mad. It was so perfect.
I'd have loved it to have gone in. Obviously, for us, just to have seen the meltdown from the commentators, the meltdown from opposition fans. Like we'd sold our soul to the devil and he was in goal and he passed it to the midfielder. It would have been all that nonsense. But at the end of the day, lads, we've done what we had to do to get to the final. And I think we played well. I don't think we were ever in much doubt. Obviously, naturally, you do get nervous when you're not home and away with the results and you're not pissing it. But I think we were in control, like.
Yeah. No, we were definitely, and I think their goal, as I say, it was fluky in the way it's got to him. I think if Quansah doesn't get a foot on it, they don't score. I think Quansah getting a foot on it has made it just that bit easier in a way for Diop to get on the end of it because all he's had to do is let it hit him essentially, and it's gone in. As I say, it's gone past Kelleher in a flash. Surprisingly, didn't see anyone blaming Kelleher for the goal, which is what normally happens. Doesn't matter how you concede; it's somehow the keeper's fault. So quite surprised there. Tor Kelleher had a good game. First time I've seen him a little bit nervous with his feet once or twice, which is very rare for him. But yeah, he had a good game, and I think Klopp's pretty much already confirmed he's going to be starting the final, which he deserves. He's got it like 2012. He's got us here. He deserves to play the final. Yeah,
it's the shame, lad. 2012, did you say?
I might have done him in 2022.
Oh, hell. Back here with your head, 2012. Yeah, he does, lad. You've got to play that. Like, even that team, we feel that yesterday was a strong team. Like Chelsea are going to, I think Chelsea aren't going to have a lot more to play for this season, I don't think. That'll be obviously their cup final where they might go gung ho and go for it. But I'd like to see us do it as well. Once you're in that final, you've got to take it serious. As much as when other teams are winning it, it's a shit cup. When we're in the final, it's a great cup. It's a cup, and you can't knock it. I want to win it. I want it to be on the bus with a load of others come May.
Yeah,
and that's how I want the season to go. But it starts in February. We said all along. I think we've said since before Christmas. If we can proceed and get to a cup final in February, that's your momentum builder for the rest of the season. So go play the lads who deserve to be there. Again, like I call them kids, but you like your Quansahs now, Connor Bradley, Kelleher, the senior players, they can be trusted. So you've got to play the lads who will play. It'd be absolutely. It's like when people give the ticket away all season, and then you get to a final and they're like, "Oh, it's my ticket. I'm going now." You think you're a fucking scumbag. I think it's the same situation where you've let lads get us to the final. You've got to play them. You've got to put your trust in it. Fulham. I actually think Fulham would be a harder game than Chelsea. I think Fulham are actually a better football team than them at the minute. There's still a month to go to the final, and I'm not being cocky. I think Fulham are a better setup and adapt better to situations than Chelsea at the minute. So to get past them, I think is a good feat in itself. Like,
yeah, I think it's good as well that the final happens before we even start back in the Europa League. I think it's been said a few times. We don't play Europa League again till March. We can get a cup out the way and then focus on another one. It's not like it's one less thing to divide our attention with once the Europa League resumes. It's nice the way it's all fallen into place in that respect as well.
Yeah, so we've got to win the cup. We've got to go and win it. I don't know how much it would knock us if we didn't win it. I think Chelsea beating us in the cup finals are soul destroying for us as fans and for the club. But yeah, we've got to go there, try and win it. Momentum builder for the rest of the season. Hopefully, there's not like fucking a mad run of fixtures leading up to it, and we can have like a week off before it and go in, play the cup final, and away we go, lad. We've got fixtures coming thick and fast. We just got to make sure we carry on in the moment we're in at the minute, continue to win games, and then go into February looking sharp as fuck, all smiling, still in a situation we're in now, and it'll be all rosy, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, we're going to start getting players back now as well. We had Robertson on the bench last night. Szoboszlai shouldn't be too far away. You've got Salah's obviously injured for 3 weeks to a month. We're not quite sure how long.
He'll be all right.
By the time the final comes around, we should have him back anyway, at least. You've got Endo to come back in. As I read today that Klopp said Bajcetic and Thiago are back sooner rather than later.
I'm not asked.
I'm asked about Bajcetic.
Bring them in wheelchairs, the pair of
them. He's just growing, lad. He's going to be about 6'7" when he comes back.
Do you know what he is though, isn't he? That's what meant to be his injury is, isn't it?
It was the same with Kate Gordon.
Yeah, he's struggling with the growing, but again, we can't rush them in. He's not a necessity at the minute. Bajcetic, he doesn't make that team. He doesn't get in the squad for me at the minute. He's still a young lad learning, so let him play his game like with lads his age for now. I'd actually take him off the fold for a little bit and just let him play with the under 18s, the under 21s, and let him grow instead of putting him in with fucking big solid men. You know what I mean? Give him a chance to grow and excel a little bit. Thiago, again, he's as pointless as Naby Keita. Absolutely not worth the fucking carry. But when he plays, he's absolutely world class, unlike Naby Keita. So just pray to God that man can stay fit. I wish he could play in casts and just put him in a fucking body cast and just see how he got on. Because he's,
you know what, lad, I think we're in a good position now when we have got everyone back. Where Thiago's the type of player we can use for the last half an hour of games. He doesn't have to be playing 90 minutes. He doesn't have to be starting games. But when you've got bring Núñez on with Thiago, you've got fucking Núñez's pace, Thiago's pinpoint passes. Like that'd unlock a lot of defenses with half an hour to go. You know what I mean? That'd cause a lot of problems. I think you can use him in ways that's going to protect him and us being able to get the best out of him as well.
Yeah, that's what we need to do, lad. We need to manage him better. It took us a while to learn it with Matip. Matip, we were just throwing him into every game, and then we realised he wasn't very, very fucking strong in the legs. He always picking up niggles and stuff. And then they started we put him in for 3 games, then we'd take him out for 2, and it worked. Well, it worked up until his fucking severe injury, but that can happen to anyone.
That's it. That you can't blame that on his management or anything like that. That's just an unfortunate one.
Just a fucking. I don't think any of it's mismanagement. You just think through desperation, you play your best players, don't you?
Yeah.
It is what Thiago is absolutely phenomenal. So it'd be great to see him back pulling a shirt on. But it's all for me. It's just a case of how long.
That's it. He's we've done it on here a few times, and we've described them being made out of various different items, haven't we? I think today's one will be wet Weetabix. Just wet ones, yeah. Much more structurally, incapable. No, he's a luxury player, but how much longer can you put up with something like that? Is he gonna, his deals are up in the summer? I can't see him getting another one. I think his deal's up in the summer anyway.
It just depends. Like if he comes in, and this is what I've said. I don't know what his contract is, and frankly, I'm not that asked. I'm not paying it. So if it's not going to cost us a sign a player who can be in the squad more often than not. But I said it about Keita, so I'm not going to be two-faced because Thiago's world class. Like you can't afford in any business to pay someone who's not in work.
Hmm.
And essentially, what's happening? He's never in work.
Yeah.
So, but if he comes to work and he fucking plasters 10 houses to your plaster as one, you fucking keep him, don't you?
That's it.
So he's world class. You've got to stick by him. He's not choosing to be injured, but it's frustrating when you know how good he is. But as you've just said then, lad, if you can bring him on for 20 minutes, 30 minutes in a game, you're struggling, he is an option where, like you would say, with like a David Silva, Yossi Benayoun, who can unlock a defence with a pass out of the ordinary, create magic, and all of a sudden you one-on-one with the keeper, something you mightn't have done all game. And Thiago's got that ability to make that happen. So just fingers crossed he gets back soon. The squad is looking good. Again, that you young lads are looking good. They're looking content. They're looking like senior players.
Yeah.
And they're going to make mistakes. The likes of Bradley getting rinsed there, that's going to happen. It's going to happen. He's still learning. But I think even that happens to another fullback. You don't really say nothing because the senior, because he's a kid, he'd be getting looked at. But
yeah,
to say gets roasted exactly the same in that situation.
Yeah, you're probably right.
No Gomez if he's playing right back.
Yeah, another great performance from him as well last night. Before we sort of look ahead to the weekend and the next couple of games, because like you said, they're coming thick and fast. Just wanted to talk about two players in particular. One we've spoke about quite a bit on here, one not so much. So first one, Ryan Gravenberch. There's been, I don't know, he seems to be the one that people are picking out now as the one who can't do anything right, and you know, all the ones on Twitter and stuff like that. He seems to be the new sort of scapegoat because all the other ones keep coming good. But he's polarizing, let's say. I think last night someone asked, you know, what did you make of him in the first half? And I just said, like, he was fine. He wasn't spectacular. He wasn't awful. And then I said he's reminding me a bit of what we used to say about Curtis Jones. Wants a bit too much time on the ball. Always looks a little sort of off the pace. But then you look at what Al Jones has come about now. He's one of the first names on the team sheet. He's absolute, guaranteed starter more or less at the minute. You've got to give these players that time. But yeah, I think he's at that stage at the minute where he's just got to speed it up a little bit. Have his head on a swivel a little bit and just be a bit more aware of his surroundings. Little things. It's not. I don't think there's anything significantly sort of wrong with his game. I think it is little tweaks that he needs to make here and there, which will take him to the next level.
That's the thing with the fan base, is that like the little tweaks some players need to make are blown way out of proportion. Whereas Szoboszlai walks on water already for some, but before he got injured was probably our worst midfielder out of all of them for about 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So, but again, that goes under the radar because he's a fan favourite instantly.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you. I don't think he doesn't do a lot to impact the game, but he doesn't do anything to hinder us either. He's just he appears to be there. He is a bit slow on the ball. I've said before, I think if you put him on a game, you're winning 2 or 3-0, and you're flooding forward, he looks dynamite. He wants to be on the ball. He's a bit faster. He's dribbling in and out of players. He's making stuff happen. But when you bring him on in a game, that's a bit physical, with a bit of pressure on it. I think he panics a little bit. He struggles, and I think a bit like Nunes, when he's got a bit too much time, he sometimes makes the wrong decisions. Whereas if you give him the ball and he's forced into a decision, he makes a better one.
Yeah.
So I've got no issues with him, lad. He's still a young lad. People, again, forget that he's come to a foreign country. Fucking got to learn our ways of life, our way of football.
Yeah.
He's come from like a slow league where the football's not that intense. There's always a runaway leader in the league. Not much competition going on. No disrespect, but that's the way it is. There's always a top 2 and then the rest just battle it out for whatever. But you've got to give him a chance. He's 21, 22.
And
You know,
don't forget, he's come in late as well. He's had no pre-season. He's just he's been bought at the end of the window and been thrown into the deep end, as it were. It's like he's had no real time to settle. And then he's had the whole issue with his national team because he said, I want to stay and settle a bit because I've only just joined. Like, the Netherlands are always loyal with their players. You look at it like Ryan Babel, even at 35, is still getting in the Dutch team. It's like when he's playing in like the fucking middle of Turkey somewhere.
that's why they win the Hall.
It is, but it's also like if they believe in a player, they'll keep picking him, and he's been one of them. He hasn't been really playing for Bayern, but he's still been getting picked for his national team now. So, that's that whole issue with them at the start of the season where they've sort of made a bit of an example out of him has probably threw him off a little bit as well.
Yeah, it's probably gutted him, lad, because he's not asking to can he have loads of time off the national team. He didn't want to go on that visit so he could settle in. So, I think it's a bit out of order, to be honest. Whether he's been, yeah, you need to actually come in, and he's gone, nah, fucking spew it. But you don't know what's going on. He's obviously asked for time. And again, it's like in any job. If you've got something planned or you're moving house and you ask your boss for the time off and they say no, you just fucking take it off anyway. So it is what it is. With the human beings, he needed time off. He had the time off. So fucking, you don't need him before he needs them.
Yeah. No,
but again, I just don't think there's any issues with him. I think these players. You look at Robbo. Robbo was like 6 months before he started bedding into the team. Oxlade was the same. They didn't even make the starting 11. We were like, why the fuck have we bought these players? And then all of a sudden they bed in and they just click, and that's what we're waiting for.
Yeah,
he showed signs of it. So there's definitely a fucking fan. We've discussed them before. There's a fantastic player in there. I just think we need to be wise in what situations we throw him in at this moment in time. I think he's still growing. He's fucking 21.
Yeah,
trying to learn that a new system that all the players are trying to learn. Like, he's not coming in with a ready-made team. He's coming into a Liverpool 2.0, if you want.
Yeah.
Coming into a brand new team where fucking they're all learning off each other. You haven't got a midfielder alongside him who really knows how we play, barring Jones, who's 22, 23.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
Got to understand that. People don't look at the big picture. They just say, oh, he's had a few bad games. I don't think he's had a bad game. I think he had one bad game, and I called him on it and said he was absolutely fucking woeful. He needed to come off the pitch for his own sake, basically.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't think he's been that bad at all for the shit he's getting.
I don't. I think he's been fine. The other one, so I was going to talk about Darwin Núñez, but then I thought to myself, the only real thing to talk about with Darwin Núñez is that shot that somehow just was going in all the way, and then at the last second, fucking bent the wrong side of the post.
That was as far as I'm concerned.
It was brilliant, but that's just who does only you could do that.
It was like your game of FIFA the other day, lad. It was like a glitch. Like someone just went, nah, not today.
Yeah, it was weird, wasn't it? But anyway, so the one I want to talk about then, another man in midfield, Alexis McAllister. We spoke about him before, not necessarily being a number 6. I think the last 2 games in particular, he's been phenomenal in that number 6 role. I think he's been absolutely fantastic.
Do you reckon?
I think he's been brilliant.
Yeah, I do. He's been like awesome. When like Alonso-esque. When you're watching him, you just can't wait to see him on the ball. And again, I've called him. I haven't called him, but I said, like, I don't think he suits the 6 role. He's not strong enough. He's not physical enough. He's proved me wrong the last few weeks. I think Klopp basically said anyone who said he's not a 6 is a dickhead. So Klopp knows more than me. He looks, again, it's time, isn't it? It's having that time to bed in and learn that role when you don't really play that. But he's doing it brilliantly now, and he's picking passes from all over the park. He's getting forward as well. And
he's more of a forward. Yeah, sorry to just jump in. I mean, he seems more of a box-to-box midfielder at the minute, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, yeah. But he's like, it's mad. It's like a switch goes. When we haven't got the ball, he's 100% defensive. He's flying in with tackles. He's winning the ball. He's physical. a few times in the last 2 games. He's bullied players off the ball and retrieved the ball fairly, no free kicks. You know, one of the biggest things we shout is no foul, because we're sick of like giving stupid fouls up the edge of our box, and that a lot of that's gone out of our game at the minute. He's winning the ball. When he first started, he was a destined yellow card every game. You knew he was going to tip someone up, but I think he's just getting better and better at that part of his game.
Yeah, definitely. I think you mentioning bullying players off the ball. There was one in particular where last night he's lost it and won it back immediately and then crossed it in. It's like it reminded me of Darwin Núñez against Sheffield United a few weeks back, where he's fucked up, won the ball back and then set the goal up for Szoboszlai. But yeah, he's proven people wrong. I think you weren't the only one that said he's not a number 6. I think I probably said it as well. There's a number of people who've said it, but yeah, he's doing the job very well, and credit to him. I didn't think we'd be saying this sentence at the start of the season, but we're not missing Endo. At the minute, we're really not. And with how well Endo was playing, we were raving about him every episode before he went away.
I've got a tattoo of Endo.
You need the Endo shirt out, lad.
No, I'm working on one. I think everyone's gone down the same route, haven't they? So it's a bit difficult, but
we'll come on to t-shirts later.
As we agreed, yeah. I said Endo starts ahead of McAllister every day of the week in the sense of, you know what, you can have 2 good players there. You can go from none to 2. I don't think McAllister was brought in to play as a 6. I think he is covering as a 6. I think we still will go and get another 6. But if you, again, like Jurgen Klopp, one of the best things he's created in this football club is the versatility of players. You've got lads like Joe Gomez there who can play fucking anywhere. The midfielders can play left, right and centre. The forward line can switch it around. You've got, it's interesting how he's managed players to be that versatile. Who, yeah, your shirt's on a peg there. You're not playing in your position, but you want it. Yeah, fucking gives it. I'll go and play left wing.
Yeah.
It's fantastic how they do it. And McAllister's learning it, and he's just looking better and better each week. But I said about Alonso as well. Like, wasn't the best tackler, wasn't great defensively, but the cover he gave the defense, they were sort of like, they felt assured that he was there. They knew they didn't have to panic. They had to pass out every single time, and he's doing the same now. He's getting it, he's spinning, and he can play a 60-yard ball to feet, or he can run into midfield. He can go past the player. He's got a bit of everything in him, and I think he's sort of took on the Szoboszlai role. Since he hasn't been there, he's come in and he's looking like the box-to-box midfielder now. So we've got options, lad. As you said before, like, we've got players coming back. The options are brilliant. I just can't wait to see our bench when everyone's back, because I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know what the first 11 is going to be. Like, fucking hell, we're going to have to play forwards and just that team of midfielders. But no, it's great, lad. And again, you've got people like, he shouldn't be in the squad. Jones shouldn't be there. He's only there because he scouts all this shit still going on. You need a good squad. You can't just have a boss 11 and then be fucking moaning about the bench. We need the strongest team we can possibly put out, and the quicker players come back, the better. It's going to be proper interesting. It's great to see the young lads in and around the team now, but it's going to be also just as good when they're phased out, because the team's that strong.
Yeah. No, don't. I mean, I think obviously some of them deserve. I think they'll still be around the squad anyway when when everyone's back. I think
you won't have 2 keepers on the bench again. Put it that way.
Hopefully not. But we're not the only ones who've had to do that this season, are we? I think I've seen loads of games where there's been more than one keeper on the bench for teams. Like, it's been a mad season in terms of injuries. But yeah, look, the squad's in a very good position still. Even when it looks like we were going to be struggling in recent games because of who we've got missing, we've made it work. You've got lads like Bradley coming in and making it's mad. Like, you can say about every position that we've had to have someone in as a bit of a makeshift or a replacement, that we're not missing the one they're replacing. We said it about Tsimikas, who was in great form before he got injured, that we weren't missing Robbo. Now Gomez is there. You're like, we're not missing Simicast or Robbo.
Do you know what?
That's what you want to be saying. You know what I mean? You want these lads to be doing well, so that the team is still playing as well as we can.
It just shows you how fickle footy is, though. Because
yeah, definitely.
Like, if we were playing bad, we blamed the injuries. Like that season when we nearly never qualified for Europe, it was because we had no centre halves and we had to use Nat Phillips and Rhys Williams. And we were every fucking week we were moaning about the injuries. Oh, look at the injury list. Look, our injury list just as bad as it was then. You've got fucking proper long-term injuries. You're missing the two best fullbacks in the league at the minute. One of the best centre mids in the world has not been non-existent for the fucking whole season. You've got the best player in the world currently out injured, and we're just getting on with it. And we're all just getting on with it because we're winning. So if we weren't winning, we'd be like, "This is a fucking disgrace." This.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, you've got to. But we're grinding results out. We're finding ways to win. I've said in the past, my only ich with Jurgen Klopp was that he's got a plan A and it sticks to plan A. And if it's not working, you continue with plan A until the full-time whistle and hope something changes. Now he's his man management in games. Something's not quite working. He's changing it. And I think I've seen videos of Pep Linders alongside him, and there's meant to be one where he's telling them what we should be doing or who we should be bringing on and that. And the reaction when we score or something goes right with Klopp and Linders. So I think you've got to give credit to all the management team, not just Jurgen Klopp, but the in-play management now is fucking absolutely spot on. You know, if it's not going well in the first half or we're getting like outdone on one side or whatever, you know we can see it. You know, the second half changes are going to be made and we're going to come out a different team. So I think I said to you on the last podcast, like, we just don't panic when we're not winning anymore. If you got to go down or we're not winning, you just think that man's going to change something and we're going to win. So as long as that keeps happening and we're still in all the cups, we've got to start believing.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, you talk about like Klopp and Linders and like the rest of the team and that, there's a reason Klopp made sure that every single member of his backroom staff got a deal for the same amount of time as him, because they are a team. He doesn't, I think you've seen it with Klopp, he doesn't see himself as he's not the sort of be all and end all. Like, he is, but you can tell he doesn't come across that way with the team. It's like he genuinely speaks to Pep about like what he thinks and how we should set up for certain games. That's why he let him. That's the press conferences is a Pep's for the League Cup. You know what I mean? The League Cup might as well be sort of Pep's competition in a way. And that's just the way he is. Like, he's just, his team means everything to him, and you can tell that. And that's what makes it even better when Pep Linders has had a load of shit to deal with from our fans because of the book. And yeah, at the time, it looked like a fucking mad decision, and it looked like he'd just give away all our secrets. And then now, no one's batting an eyelid because, the book's been out a year and now we're flying. Like, everyone's just, it's almost like it had nothing to do with it, you know what I mean?
Lad, even I made the assumption that fucking managers were pinning it up in dressing rooms. Yeah, look what Pep Linders has got to say.
Yeah.
I haven't read the book to see if he does say anything in it. What knocked me sick when I seen it was the piece looked like pieces of scrap paper from tactics meetings and that. They may just be for show. I'd imagine they are.
Yeah, probably.
But, yeah, everyone just jumped on his back as soon as that book came out. But yeah, they are a team and they're a good team. And I think Jurgen Klopp said before, when Una told him he needs to sign a contract, he made sure that's what his team wants to do first. And he asked all them, are you with me? And on the basis that they all were, he was there.
Yeah.
But
so get the next contract out, Liverpool.
Yeah.
Or however many contracts you need. I don't know how many members of staff there is there nowadays. Get a lot of contracts ready. Get them drawn up. Sign them up. Get the dotted line signed. Because these men can't go anywhere. We've got to keep them.
I don't think it'll be an issue. I don't think it'll be an issue whatsoever. I just can't. I fucking can't for the life of me seeing Jurgen Klopp walk away from this team. But I've just also, there's something inside me thinking he's building this for somebody else. And I don't know whether that could be Linders. Like, that's me panic. That is he ready to walk away from this? Yeah, lads, I've guys just, I'll give you everything I know. Go on your own now. But
I can't see it.
Not a fucking chance. He's not ready for that, lad. He'd be sat in his telly like Father Jack or Father Ted, just shouting, drink and feck and just fuming that he's not involved on the touchline. So we've got to,
I
get
said
him.
yeah, you're right. We've got to get it signed. And I said the other week, you know, when he eventually does leave, no matter how much we're expecting it or not, like you've seen that video go from years ago when Shankly resigned, and they're going around telling like getting the
You're kidding,
reactions.
aren't you?
Yeah,
You're having me on.
it's
That's
going
what
to be
it'll be
like
like.
that, lad. It's going to be
Yeah.
like that.
If I honestly, if it was like that, it'd be like there was a death, and I'm not even the fucking shit I've been through,
Yeah.
and I'm not even exaggerating. Like if I got a phone call and I'm in work and my dad goes, "Yeah, and Klopp's gone," I'll be like, "I've just never been sick." Like I'd go home, I'd just get off me from my job. I'd be absolutely distraught. So it can't happen, and like I don't think that has happened because whatever happens from now to when he does leave, whether we got fucking relegated or we never won another cup, that man deserves the best send off we've ever given anyone at the football club, no matter what. So I want to see a Dortmund desk try to him, but I never want to see that. I never want to see it.
I don't.
I just don't want to even talk about it. But that's what he deserves. I just like. I can't imagine. Players come and go, managers come and go. Even when King Kenny came in and we had the pleasure of seeing him take us to Wembley and win a League Cup, and then he goes and you gutted, but you know, there'll be someone else. I can't. There's no one else after Klopp. It fucking destroys my brain.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I've ever loved a human being more in my life. It's bizarre.
It's mad, isn't it, lad? But let's hope that's a very, very, very long time away. Let's move on now because we have still got a little bit to go through. Just before I do start getting in, because we've got to talk about the Bournemouth game a little bit as well, and then obviously, as I say, looking forward. But before all of that, slightly away from the game, but like still involved in it. I just wanted to know what your thoughts are with Daniel Sturridge as a pundit.
Brilliant. Think he's great.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of him, lad. I think he's just.
I think using words vibrant about footy and that is just fucking stupid. But I think the way he comes across, he doesn't back down from anything. He says his point in a polite way, whilst like disagreeing with people and that. Even yesterday, that Antonio who hates us, absolutely.
Lad, I was fuming. He was there.
Oh, lad, he was brilliant. He was sound. he was on our side. So I don't know whether the quotes he's made are bollocks because he was spot on. But
it's just fucking bait, lad, innit? You know, say something bad about Liverpool and it gets reactions.
He was shocked at how well Fulham apparently played on paper, on stats and that. And Sturridge sort of said, no, if there was spells in the game where he did play well. I think he comes across brilliant. I like him. I think he just speaks his mind in a different way. It's refreshing a little bit. But Fulham were vibing. Fuck off.
No, he's one of them. He's like he has got that sort of bit of Micah Richards about him, but he's not as like Micah Richards is loud, and because most of his points are shit. Daniel Sturridge has got that sort of demeanour about him where he's a bit of a joker, wants to have a bit of a laugh, but he's not loud about it because what he says, people listen, and he's very like, you know, he's very articulate the way he makes his points and things like that. Like you said, he's always polite. Like when he had the disagreement with Roy Keane and absolutely wiped the floor with him without raising his voice or anything. Like these pundits can't. A lot of the pundits can't do that.
I can't do it. No, I don't think many people can.
No, I can't, to be fair.
Someone's telling you're wrong in a polite manner is possibly the worst thing that can ever happen to anyone.
Yeah, definitely.
But no, I think he's good, lad. I think it's refreshing. And like no disrespect, but there's too many pundits on there because of colour, because of the sex, who aren't qualified to be pundits. They're just there for the equality purposes. And it's refreshing to see actually people who are being good in the game and are talented and are good and refreshing, getting the job based on the talent and the skills and the assets and what they bring to the programme. So you could have sat there and listened to the four of them yesterday all night. Thought it was interesting, thought it was good. They made good points. They had disagreements, but again, politely, and I thought it was good entertainment.
Now, you know what I mean? The thing with pundits and it's all fucking the talk at the minute because of that dickhead who I'm not going to name. But I mean, lad, I think I could name you know, Danny Murphy's shit, Jamie Redknapp's shit, Jermaine Genius's shit. Like, I'm not bothered what you look like, who you fucking fancy or nothing like that. Like, that's what people are getting caught up with. Well, no, that's what it is. That's what, you know, people like that dickhead are saying. Like, oh, you're only there because you're gay or because you because of your skin colour and stuff like that. I was like, I couldn't care less about any of that. If you shit, I'll call you shit. Like, Robbie Savage is hands down the worst pundit on the planet. But it's got nothing to do with the way he looks or the colour of his hair or the colour of his skin or nothing like that. It's just because he's shit.
Obviously, what that Lampard's taking it well too far. He's a fucking gobshite. But there is people getting jobs because of the sex and because of the gender and the colour of the skin and that, just to make up numbers to keep people happy, which I disagree with. I think, like, even like if you look at I know this is such a subject. You look at I think it was the Arsenal girls had to say they'd include black players because they had none. Like, they've picked a load of brilliant footballers. They just so happen to be white. You can't just put black players in to keep people happy if they're not of the standards of the girls that are in the team. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, it's bizarre. People are getting offended for things that you can't really be offended over. You know, if they point blank come out and said, "Oh, we're not having black players in our team," then absolutely, categorically flip your lid and abolish it. But when you're just picking a team because they're the best 11 girls, it's a bit baffling. I think the pundits, as you say, there's absolutely loads who is shit, male and female. Abolish them all. Get rid of all the shit ones and replace them with good ones.
Yeah, and I think that the problem with it is, you know, people will say, "Oh, this person's only got the job because of the colour or the sexuality and things like that." But then, how many pundits are only getting jobs because they were, you know, played at a. You shouldn't just be getting a job punditing because you played a good level. When if what you're saying is actually a pile of shit, like Martin
Yeah.
Keown was, you know, an invincible. He sounds posh. He sounds like he knows what he's talking about. If you actually listen to him, he hasn't got a fucking clue. Danny Murphy again.
Paul Mason, Danny Murphy,
Paul
Michael
Mason,
Steve McManaman. Fucking hell, there's loads. Most of them are Liverpool players. But
yeah.
If you shite at your job, fucking have the balls to fuck them off. At the end of the day.
Yeah. But no, I mean, the ones last night, I didn't really pay attention to what Antonio was saying, if I'm being honest, just because, mainly just I thought to myself, you look like a tit wearing a hat indoors. A woolly hat.
You look stoned.
It's not even covering your ears. Why have you got a woolly hat on? Get it off.
Don't get me wrong, I don't mind guests. Like, if you're going to have these people coming on, like the girls who are coming on, and I've got no clue about the footy they're talking about, yeah, bring them on as a guest once and then go. Fucking weren't that good as a guest. Don't bring them on again. Same with the fellas. Yeah, Martin Keown, bring them on as a fucking guest once and then fuck them off, bin them.
But that's I mean, that's the only way you can find out if they're any good at it, isn't it? You've got to bring them on as a sort of trial, have a guest spot, like you say, and then if it works out, bring them on again. If it doesn't, swerve them.
Alex Scott, fantastic, brilliant. Thierry Henry, brilliant. Michael Richards, brilliant. I thought Sturridge, brilliant. Then you go over to Souness, I'd have him all day. Roy Keane, I'd have him all day. Even though he's a knob, he's edgy, so he makes good entertainment. Neville and Carragher, funny. So there's all that mix of quality is there, and it's a good team of people who are good at the job, who make the show interesting. So just keep it that. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
I think the best team out there is the one when they do the Champions League for CBS. To be honest, like they've just got to like that. You know, Keith Abdo, Thierry Henry, Michael Richards, and Jamie Carragher.
Yeah, brilliant one.
You can tell they've just got like a freedom that they haven't got when they're on like the likes of Sky and stuff like that. They can have a laugh and a joke and just be more themselves.
That's what's brilliant about that is they don't seem to be. They're not pushing it in people's face what gender they are, what colour they are. They're just four fucking humans having a laugh watching the footy, and it's the best. That is the best show.
Yeah, of course, isn't it?
No, it's quality. But fucking hell.
Anyway,
we've gone edgy. No, I agree. You need to just fuck pundits off with shit, regardless of what they are.
Yeah.
That pot doesn't deserve the airtime, but he's had a breakdown, and he of some sort.
Oh yeah, midlife crisis breakdown. there's racist roots just coming out. All of them mixed into one a bit. But yeah, look, we didn't really want to go off on that tangent, but it just kind of happened. That's the way we do things here. Nothing to be concerned about. Let's move on. Bournemouth. It's not really much you can say, is there? I mean, it was fantastic. First half was absolutely, possibly the worst half of football I've ever watched in my life. Second half was unbelievable. Like you said, game management from Klopp lately, as was especially mainly this season, I suppose, has been fantastic. And I think that was one of the best showings of that. I'd say first half was shocking, and then second half we made a few tweaks, and within what 2 minutes, 3 minutes of the restart, we're a goal up already. It's like it was just exactly what you want to see.
Yeah, I feel like the rest of the talk of our season is one half's absolutely shit, and then we make changes. The first half, like, just chronic. If we're not conceding first, we just shite the first half. We don't get going. But I think Klopp said he played a system that he thought would work, and openly admitted it didn't fucking work, and he changed it at half time. So yeah, about 3-4 minutes into the second half, there's nothing to talk about the first half, really, wasn't it?
No.
And then the second half, there you have it.
Yeah, no, it was very good, and Nunes again. You get to mention every episode, obviously, but Nunes took his goals very well. The type of composure we've seen from him, rarely, but it's in there, so we know we can do it, and the finishes were great. Jota, like he said it after the game. I think, like, who was it? I can't remember who it was, but I think he might have said that he's the closest thing we've had in terms of a finisher, natural finisher, to Robbie Fowler.
Carragher was compared him to Fowler.
Was it Carragher? Was it
best striker Liverpool have had in the Premier League in finishing terms since Robbie Fowler? And I agree. I've said it.
You've said it a number of times.
A few years, lad. In all aspects of his game, he can. Robbie Fowler, you disrespect him by saying he was like a box striker. I had myself, but he wasn't. He could score 30 yarders. He could take people on from find the corner of the net. He could win the ball. He could dink a keeper. He could edit it. He was skillful. He's got everything, absolutely everything you want in your striker. But the biggest aspect of his game is if you put the ball in the box, Jota's going to be there, and he's the best at it. I think you'll be comparing Nunes to Haaland, but Jota's up there with like Haaland in terms of his positioning and right place, right time, and that. Yeah, brilliant again, lad. We don't realise how much we missed him. He's his one name that we were crying out for when he was injured.
Yeah,
and he come in. I think Nunes is playing better for playing with him as well. I think the front three at the minute, you're seeing them rotate, seeing them cause chaos, and the slight little tweak what Klopp made at half time, that game, it kicked them all into gear. They were all ready for it.
Yeah, it was one of our best performances of the season in that second half. And this is a Bournemouth team who were in very good form. I think they'd lost one or two before us, but before that, I think they'd won 7 out of 8. They were playing great football. Solanke was Player of the Month for December, so it's not like we were going to a Bournemouth team who were struggling, who were like fighting for their lives. It's like we've gone to a Bournemouth team who were playing good football with a good manager, and made them look a bit silly. And it was a great response, I think, as well. You've got Arsenal putting 5 past Palace the day before. We needed to. I think we've kind of gone out there and made a bit of a statement there. Gone, right, yeah, Sand. We'll play a better team than what Palace are, and we'll get a more impressive result because it's away from home.
And to be honest, lad, I think everyone in the country, everyone in the league, everyone interested in football was waiting for that to be a banana skin. I think they said it after the match themselves, saying like essentially it could have been. I think Carragher actually said, you don't realise how much of a big win this will be in our title charge if we do come away with 3 points. No matter how we won it, it was going to be a tough game. And
well, we lost it last season, didn't we? Don't forget. So and so this is when they were playing bad.
we give them 45 minutes to get in the game, and they didn't take the opportunity. So it was like we're like a bit like a cat with food, just fucking toying with it, just playing around with it before we kill it. Just go on, have a little go, you want to get away? No, dead. And that's what we.
Interesting analogy, like, yeah, it's sound.
I think you need the visual to see the content. But yeah, we just seem to toy with our opponents for a bit. Not on purpose. I don't by any means think Klopp saying, go and have a fuck about for half an hour, 40 minutes, and then we'll sort it out in the second half. But we do. We just seem to have a different mindset when it gets to the second half. We tweak things and we get into second and third gear. And I've said on, I think, every podcast, we're yet to play to our full potential. We're yet to peak. And there has been spells there where City have looked their brilliant selves. Arsenal have looked their brilliant selves. We've had like 10 minutes in games where we've looked like the Liverpool of old, but we're yet to do it. And I've said before, fucking hell, God help everyone when it happens, because it's going to happen soon. And we're still like 4s past teams. So when we just pick lad, it's going to be fucking mental.
Yeah, definitely. Right, so I'm going to, before I start this next little talking point, I am going to say, let's try not and go off on a tangent here. Let's try not and fume too much, because it is that wonderful topic that we love to talk about so much, referees and VAR. So obviously the two contentious decisions there. We spoke about this a little bit before we've started recording here, but obviously you've got the tackle in the first half where I think it was Kluivert has gone over the ball and has caught, I can't remember exactly who it was, I'll be honest, but he's caught our player fairly high up on the leg and nothing's being given. It wasn't a foul, it wasn't a yellow card. VAR have looked at it, decided it wasn't a red card, I believe. I think that's how it went down anyway. But essentially, you know, our fans are saying, look at the Jones one against Tottenham, practically the same challenge. One's a red, one isn't. As I say, we spoke about this a little bit before we've started recording, and we both said, so my point, my take on it is, I don't believe it was a red card. I don't believe Jones was a red card, but because Jones was given as a red card, I think it should have been given a red on that basis.
I agree and I don't. So it was in football, how we want to see football played. It wasn't a red card. It wasn't a malicious tackle. No intent to hurt the player. He's gone for the ball, gone over the ball, caught the player, stood showing, but there's no other way you go in for the ball without injuring yourself in your foot in another position. Jones was a red card because the fucking referees were shite and the rules are shite. So that should have been a red card. But I'd rather have not been a red card and it changed the laws of the game where VAR are now not going to give them again. But the problem we've got is they will give it. It'll happen next week. Someone will get sent off. So the inconsistency is the problem. The law is not clear again because we don't know what the rule is. If it's not a red card that time, but it was against Jones, then it's flawed again.
Yeah.
But I'd rather them come out and go, right, listen, we fucked up on the Jones one, which we know. And that tackle isn't actually deemed a red card because we've watched it. We've seen him looking at the ball. We've seen it in real time. He's just gone over the ball a millisecond too late, caught the man. It's not a red card. So in future, this won't be a red card. Sound. If they do that and there's no other issues, then you're happy. It's changed the game for the better. And we've just been on the receiving end again where we've had to fucking get on the bandwagon where we try and cause change and it'll help, but we know it's not going to happen. So it's effectively another fucking decision against us.
See, I'd agree with everything you've said there, and I do agree with the majority of it. My issue is that can't be what they decided, because if they've decided that that wasn't a red card, they wouldn't have upheld his red card. He wouldn't have missed 3 games suspension because of it. If they'd have revoked his red card and then not give that, then I go, yeah, son, they've learned from the mistake. They haven't done it, but they haven't. They upheld his red card. They said, yeah, it was a red card. We've made the right decision. We've gone, all right, yeah, son, don't agree with you. Got to get on with it. Then they've not give it for that. So it's like, like you said, I don't know what the rule is.
It's actually going down the road where it is actually just cheats, and it actually is looking that way. That anything that goes against us,
we're not Everton fans, you know.
You are corrupt. I love that they've lit the new stadium up with projectors that no one can see, only
Lad,
the people recording it. It's a fucking building site.
lad, 50 grand for postcards and projectors. I'd be asking for a refund, but I had Everton fans who were listening, by the way. Love you.
Oh, do you know what, lad? Fucking, it's mad. They're using a quote off a dead man who they hated, saying you picked on the wrong club, picked on the wrong city, and that again. Fuck off. Behave yourselves.
Yeah.
They
Anyway, let's not go there.
haven't just picked on Everton, by the way. They haven't just picked you out of a fucking hat and went, who are we going to punish? You're a cheat. You're a cheat. You've cheated. You've bent the rules and ended up worse. I don't know who's running your club, but they're terrible at it. Like
worst cheats of all time.
Man City cheated and won everything. Chelsea cheated and won everything. Like Newcastle have cheated. Well, not even yet, but they'll be cheating and they're getting a better team and the fucking filling stadiums and they're looking at a half-decent footy team. They got to play in the Champions League at least. Everton have cheated and ended up in relegation battle after relegation battle and then got caught because of Putin. And now they've got no money. It's fucking Everton are brilliant. No matter what happens in the world, Everton will chop it. Everton will chop it.
Anyway, like you were saying, it's cheats. I believe in your words before you got on that Everton tangent.
Well, I do. I actually, it is borderline and down the way of bias now. I think we see referees' names and fourth officials' names and we panic. We know what's going to happen on that day.
Simon Hooper last night. Although, to be fair, with no VAR, I thought you didn't even really notice the ref, which we said about the first leg as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I think VAR is not a massive problem. I think there's too many people involved in VAR. Like, there's rules. Like, even if you put a fucking plant pot in there, there's a booth. Is that line over that line? That's offside. If it's not, that's not offside. They're getting everything wrong. You haven't got to be fucking clever. You haven't even really got to know footy, but you've got to understand the real game, real time, the way players think and that, to be able to do it absolutely spot on. And it's got to head that way. We're neutral people, but again, it's just teams are getting affected, and it doesn't even look like it's. I said to you a few weeks ago, it looks like they're just trying to see how far they can take it before they get punished, before the fucking storm hits. Let's just see how many points we can cost individual teams because it's fucked. It's completely fucked.
Yeah, it is. It's just, it's in a bad place, isn't it?
It sounds crazy. I feel like an Evertonian, like crying out saying that, oh, there's someone in an office trying to take points off us, trying to cheat us, trying to cost us decisions, but it does seem that way. You just hit the nail on the head. Then you can't keep uphold a red card and then a few weeks later not give one. Do you know what I mean? You've agreed the rules are the rules and then gone against your own rules. So it does basically just seem to me that whatever, if there's anything slightly leaning towards we can get away with it, fucking go with it and just see how far we can take it. And that's what they're doing.
Yeah. Obviously, just to stick on that matter very, very quickly, there was the penalty shout in the Bournemouth game as well. Jota getting brought down, edge of the box on the line. It was hard to tell. I don't know if if VAR haven't got involved because they've judged it to not be in the box, which obviously they can't do, which is fair enough if that is the case. I don't know, but for me, it looked like it was on the line, which means it's in the box. For me, it should have been a penalty.
Penalty. If it's not a penalty, it's outside the box, it's a foul. Referee not giving it, referee's fault again. Simple as that. If VAR aren't going to get involved because it's outside the box. But even if they're looking at it to see if it's outside the box or inside the box, like, surely they're looking at it because they think it's a foul. That should put doubt in the referee's mind instantly. So
it should, but
forget about it. But
it should, but then at the same time, I think they've always said it's not there to re-referee the game. It's there to pick up a clear and obvious error. So if they start going like, if they go, hang on a minute, we've got to look if this was a potential foul in the box. It's like, if the ref's like, I haven't given a foul anyway, then it's like, but we might think it might be. but if it's outside the box, don't worry about it. It's like it's already difficult and convoluted enough without starting to throw like other little things in the mix like that. I think.
No, I agree, but what I'm saying is, if that was inside the box, they've got to look at it, haven't they?
Yeah.
So if they're looking at it because they think it's inside the box, and in fact they realise it's outside the box, but it's still a foul, you should say to the referee, it's outside the box, but it is a foul, and you could just get a free kick. It wouldn't change the aspect of the game. To stop the game, they're looking at it anyway. But I just honestly, I just wish they just completely fucking get rid of it, the lot of it. The lot. Keep the goal line.
As we've said, they're not going to though, are they? They put too much money into it. It's here to stay.
But you put too much money into something that's failing, lads, then the only thing you can do is go back to the way it used to be.
Don't do that though. Do you really think the FA will admit that they failed?
No, of course not.
You know what I mean?
I think people are losing interest.
Yeah.
And even I've seen a video today, and I don't know whether it's real or it's an advertisement stunt or not, but I've seen a video of a girl in a double bed at the Chelsea game while the match is on.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
And I don't know whether it's real. I
think it is.
There's fucking players on the pitch.
Yeah, I've seen things like that from like clubs around Europe and stuff like that. Didn't think I'd see anything like it in England.
But when that all starts happening, and alongside the game is just dead, isn't it? Basically, it's nowhere near like what we were brought up with, and then that was nowhere near like what my dad was brought up with. That was nowhere near like what my granddad was brought up with. But there can't be much more change before it's not the game anymore.
No, be like fucking when you were in school and used to play like tag rugby and that, like no contact whatsoever. You got like tag footy. If someone rips your tag off, you've lost the ball. Like just it's what we're gonna get down to soon, isn't it? Madness. But look, we're still boss at it, so I'm not really that asked. Let's look at it before we finish then. Obviously at the weekend, FA Cup, Norwich at home. I know Norwich fans are really, really disappointed about that. I've seen fans, I hope jokingly, but maybe not, saying, I hope we get beat so we don't have to play Liverpool. But we haven't got Suarez anymore. You're just safer.
Safe-ish.
Ish, yeah. But now I think rotation's going to be key. Comes at a nice time for us, especially with Chelsea on the Wednesday. But I'm expecting to see Robertson in the team. I'd probably imagine Kelleher will still start. But like, some of these players who haven't been playing as much, but I think, might still come into it. You might have Bradley playing if Robertson's going to be back. You might be able to play Gomez right back and things like that. It's just, there's so many tangents.
Chance in hell of playing. Not a chance.
If he's on the bench, lad, then he's ready.
He's on the bench because he's fucking so Pep Linders. He's going on the bench, lad. That's where he was. Pep Linders said he said, I've got my Saki with me, so we have to put him on the bench, which is fair enough. I don't. If he falls on that and it goes again, don't get me wrong. It's a shoulder injury, so it's not like it's his fucking ligament, is it, in his knee? Going to be using, but no, I don't think anyone who's come back after a long-term injury, fucking don't put in the squad. Keep them away. Keep Thiago away. Keep them all away. Put them in a little glass house together, playing chess for the game.
It's a shoulder injury though, that movement, from like
he doesn't have to watch that. He can be the VAR of the chess.
Just do a little square though, so he doesn't move his shoulder too much.
I think you're probably right. I think we'll rotate, but we went quite strong the other day. The team you probably suggest we field against Norwich, a lot of them probably played against Fulham.
Yeah.
You'd want one set. You need to see Gomez. You probably see Kelleher. Might be Kanate instead of Van Dijk. Conor Bradley, fucking got legs for these. Get him started.
I can see someone like Bobby Clark starting. To be honest with him, coming on the last few games, looking good. I can see someone like him starting. Curtis Jones didn't start yesterday, so I think he'll probably start.
Curtis Jones.
I'd keep him for Chelsea myself, but
you know what? I honestly think you'll go pretty strong. Wait, I think that's the thing with our team now is that there's not
it's not really a weak option.
Yeah, the depth's good. The depth's good. We haven't got a nailed starting 11. Barring probably
your spine.
Yeah,
as we've
by
talked about in the past.
core of it. So I think when I picked the team sheet up and I'm like, fucking hell, strong that. Wasn't expecting that. So I'm hoping it's the same
Yeah.
against Norwich. Diaz, Nunes, fucking Jota, Gakpo, all options, aren't they?
Yeah.
Where's Ben Doak, lad?
Injured
Is he injured?
until I think March or something.
Fucking hell. I thought he just got rid of him.
No,
They
just
watching too many murder series, lad. I thought he was down somewhere. He's just fucking disappeared.
yeah. No, I mean it's like I say, it's a game where you can throw a few of the younger lads in, as I mentioned there, Bobby Clark. You know, I expect to see him in a bigger role. You know, someone like Kate Gordon can maybe play a bigger role in that game. Um, yeah, it's just in these players like Kate Gordon, who's been around the first team for a while, but had a long term injury, bringing him back slowly. This is the type of game where you can afford to give him a bigger run out. Bobby Clark's obviously made his way through the ranks really
I
well.
don't
He's
know, though,
impressive.
I think we are actually disrespecting Norwich a little bit because they're not shit. They're a fucking.
They're
They're a
not,
decent.
but it's still the type of game where
I think
it's
like
still
if
it's a
you look
cup
in
game. I
League
think
One,
we do it against Arsenal as well. Like I think we did do it against Arsenal.
no, I don't think not to that point where you're playing proper fucking kids. You haven't hardly kicked the ball for us. I think it'll be a decent side, or at the very least, you might see a few like not debutants, but a few of the fringe proper young players who've only played the odd once or twice with a proper strong bench. So we've got the firepower
Hmm.
if anything does go wrong. But again, we're in one final. We want to get our footing on the way to another one. So got to do that by beating Norwich. So we've got to go with a mentality that the team we pick is capable of beating Norwich. And I don't think it's going to be a piss easy game. You could probably go and field the stronger side and fucking murder them the first half and then make your changes and bring the kids on.
Hmm.
It's another option. But again, I'm not going through this season where we need to rest structure body, have a break. We need to just play what teams available and win games.
Yeah. So yeah, Norwich Sunday, Chelsea midweek, and then Arsenal the weekend after. So huge week for us. Could be vital in the title race. You know, especially it's just it's getting to the fun part of the season now, isn't it?
It is, and we're still in with a shout. I said before Christmas, if we're 7 to 9 points in the conversation of the title, then we're still in with a shout, no matter what. We're leading the race at the minute. By no means favourites, but always take that. Let everyone else get the credit while we just sit at the top. Fingers crossed we can stay there. It all boils down to the next 3 games, and then the next 3 games after that, and then the next 3 games after that. We just need to keep chipping away and winning games. I'm not asked how we play, how we pick the points up, as long as we win. That game against Chelsea, the first game, it's got to be better than that.
Yeah.
They're like a schizo team at the minute, aren't they?
Yeah, big time.
What Chelsea are going to turn up, but I don't think all that much about them. I don't think that they're that good an outfit. Arsenal will be the big one, I think.
Yeah.
But we've already proven we can beat them away, so
got to do it again.
Yeah, but I get a point away from home to the top 4. The top 4 big uns, get a point away from home and win your own games against them, and that should be enough to win a league title. But with Man City looming, like, they do just blow teams away.
This is where they come good, isn't it? You know what I mean? They do it every season. It seems they shift for the first half of the season and then all of a sudden win 15 on the bounce.
I don't think they accept. I don't think they have the mindset of get a point away from home. I think they go to win, and I think we need to do that ourselves as well. I think it's obviously more the fans that are saying get a point away from home, and it's all right. But if we can pick from the next 3 games, Chelsea, Arsenal, Burnley, get 7 points, be nice.
Yeah, definitely. So before we leave you, then, I believe Jay, you've got a new top out.
I have, lad. I have.
Have you got a preview for us?
I have. There you go, lad.
Look at that. Thing
Look
of
at
beauty.
I like it.
I love it.
I hope to see loads of them on at Wembley.
On Wembley as well, put one on the stadium itself.
On Wembley Way. But
Um,
I've sold. Do you know what I brought? I hate preempting. How it's gonna go. But when Diaz scored yesterday, the iPad was straight out, and because I fucked up, I've been too busy in work, lad, and I was like, I have to bring something out. And you know what? It's mad. It's like you feel like you're letting people down if you don't know. It's at that point where I think people will be anticipating and expecting it. And as daft as it sounds, because like I could post a video of someone from the Lars farting and then singing a song, and I can get like, I think that got 500,000 views and loads of interaction, loads of retweets. I can post a comment about the footy or a referee, get 500 comments, whatever. Post a shirt and it gets nothing. It gets like 30 likes and the odd retweet and that. But
yeah,
the fucking sales come in, so I'm not really asked how it's doing on social media. But
social media is a bit of an illusion, lad, isn't it? Like,
yeah, it's mad.
It's the same with like doing this. You know, we put posts up on social media, and you don't get a great ton of retweets and stuff like that. But then I look at how many people have watched it and listened to it and all stuff like that. It's like, yeah, sound. I'm made up with that. Love it.
I get like an analytics on my website, and I'll get an email saying, "Good news, you had 300 more visitors yesterday than you did the day before." And I'm like, I haven't fucking not, because I only post on social media, so I haven't none of you like me shit. Like, but again, I don't go on the JD website and then start messaging JD going, "Oh, I love your stuff." So it doesn't ask me. It's just I'm by no means JD, by the way. But
maybe that's what we should start doing now. You know, even when you're shopping in big places, like, you know, you go to the Aldi and then you get home. I'm going to send Aldi a fucking message there.
nice
love me shop today. It was boss, nice one.
A picture of me with me carrots going, look at these belters from Aldi. Thanks, Dave. Check out, he was sound.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, so I got that made yesterday. Got that made before full time, and I had it ready on the website and released, ready to go, ready for print. It's also one of my pet hates. I hate rushing it, and I hate bringing it out what it might look like on a concept t-shirt before I've seen it printed. But I've rushed that through yesterday to get printed for today, and I knew I wouldn't have sold a fucking 100 overnight. So in the rare occasion that it doesn't come out how I want it, I could just say to people, yeah, there's a refund. That's shite, I'm sorry. But thankfully, it's come out brilliant. So,
yeah,
all being well, Wembley Way, and everyone across the city and across the pubs and wherever you are in the world gets on scousypublic.com and buys one of them. I'm going to put out in hoodies as well, because the game's in February and people will be fucking dithering, unless you're obviously watching from Australia or somewhere. So one of them with a Scout Republic cap, it looks sick for Wembley or the pub. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. So yeah, look, we'll be back next week at some point. Whether it'll be in between the two games or like after the Chelsea game, I'm not too sure yet, but we will get to it. Hopefully I'll be doing another little episode, which I'm not going to say too much about yet because it's not set in stone. But hopefully I'll have something a bit different for you next week as well. But until then, up the Wembley Bound Reds.
Up the Cup Final Reds.